Hey, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man. We're giving away some speakers. So grab a cup of coffee, sit down. Let's talk about a speaker giveaway. All right. So I started this channel about 30 days ago. We have 131 or 2 subscribers. And for that, I really appreciate everyone that's come in and actually cared about what I have to say about audio. My background is I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and when I was a kid, for whatever reason, every time I saw a speaker or listened to music, I got excited and I just wanted to buy stuff that made music sound better. I got a Sony knockoff Sony Walkman when I was 6. I got my first CD player, I think, when I was in the 5th grade, so maybe 9 or 10. And I managed to cobble together a little realistic used receiver and my CD player and a pair of Kenwood, and I actually still wish I had those Kenwoods. Pair of Kenwood tower speakers with passive radiators, and I didn't even know what a passive radiator was back then. I just know they looked cool. And fast forward, and I've always had speakers. I've always had a setup, but I will say I was in the military and I bought a set of Bose. They're little. I think they were called Acoustimass, little 5.1 channel system. And it was expensive back then. I wanted to say it was like $700 or $800, maybe even $900. And I was so proud of it. I mean, I really felt like I had bought a piece of really good audio stuff. And I remember talking to some people, and they basically told me that it was garbage and that it wasn't good enough. And I remember just kind of being sad about that. And I've been able to buy a few what I would consider audiophile level pieces of equipment, and I've never really been all that impressed. What I am impressed by, though, is the amount of value that one can have now with fairly affordable equipment and the ability to put together a really good system for not a ton of money. And I would say that if you have $500, you can put together a hell of a system, a really good system. And I would say, for me, listening to $1,500 speakers versus $500 speakers, I actually preferred the $500 speakers. That's just me. It just sounds better to me. And I think the law of diminishing returns for audio really starts to kick in at a pretty low level, maybe $500 to $1,000. I have yet to hear a $1,000 speaker that sounds as good to me as the ELAC debut reference or the Klipsch R-51M. I just haven't. And if they do sound better, they don't sound twice as good. They don't sound like 10% better. So I'm giving away these speakers. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers in the next 2 weeks. By December 1st, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. And every time, so I'm giving away the R-51Ms. Not giving away my 600Ms. Not yet. Maybe someday. Giving away the R-51Ms. Very good speaker. Every time. So we're going to do that if we get 1,000 subscribers by December 1st. Every time we double that subscriber number, I'm going to give away another pair of speakers. And for the folks that aren't in the US, you're not going to get the speakers, unfortunately. But I am going to give away the Topping BC3. It's a Bluetooth receiver that does LDAC, aptX HD, aptX obviously, AAC, all the codecs, all the latest codecs. And if I can't give that away to folks outside the US, then I'm going to figure out something else to give y'all. So the bottom line is, there's going to be a U.S. winner and there's going to be a non-U.S. winner. And I'll figure out what I'm going to give to them. It's going to be the LDAC this time around. So what do you need to do to enter? Well, all you have to do is subscribe. Now, for the people that have already subscribed, there's going to be a Google form in the description, and you got to fill that out. Everyone's got to fill out the Google form document, and then subscribe, obviously, like this video, and go to Instagram and follow me at Cheap Audio Man on Instagram. And so if you subscribe, and some of you have already done that, fill out the form, like the video, go follow me on Instagram, and you're entered. What I'm going to do if we hit 1,000, so if we hit 1,000 before December 1st, then I'm going to go ahead and give them away. If we don't hit 1,000 before December 1st, I guess we're going to maybe extend it, but probably not. So if you want a chance of getting these speakers, and you have a 1 in 1,000 chance to get the speakers, tell your friends about it. Tell your friends about me. Tell them to subscribe if they're at all interested in audio. Now, I'm not an anti-audiophile. I'm really not. I just think that some of the folks involved with the audiophile community can become sometimes a little bit snooty, and they can kind of downgrade maybe a system that doesn't cost nearly as much money as theirs. And I have seen enough YouTube reviews to know that oftentimes a well-apportioned $500 system can sound and go head-to-head with a $5,000 system. And ultimately, it's really just what you like. I mean, I couldn't be happier with my system. Now, I do have a pretty expensive integrated amp, but I will say that my Emotiva TA100, which is a $400 integrated amp, sounds awful similar to my Anthem integrated 225, which in its day was a $2,000 amp. There's ways to build a great system without a lot of money, and the most important thing is that you enjoy it. So the intent of this is not, I'm going to trust you, okay? And I'm sure there's ways to put a whole bunch of entries in here and create a whole bunch of YouTube accounts and follow or subscribe to me and whatever it is. I'm just going to say the intent of this is to give a pair of speakers away to someone that wants them, that needs them. Hopefully they go to someone that needs them and doesn't maybe have the money to put together a system right now. Also, I'd like you to go into the comments and tell me how you'd use these speakers. So, keep adding stuff. So, you got to subscribe. If you've already subscribed, fill out the Google form. Everyone needs to fill out the Google form. You need to like the video. You need to follow me on Instagram, and in the comments, tell me what you want to do with the speakers. And as soon as we get to 1,000, I'll give them away. Otherwise, December 1st. But we got to get to 1,000. Right now we have 132, I think. So that's a lot. That's a lot in the next couple of weeks, but I think we can do it. And I just want to thank everyone for their support. As I get more subscribers, it's going to enable me to be able to review more products and give away more products. I bought these with money out of my own pocket. I started this channel with money out of my own pocket. Actually, I started this channel because I sold a bunch of old toys that my mom gave me that had been sitting around in her basement for 35 years. Who knew that G.I. Joe guys and Star Wars vehicles were worth so much? But they are. So, please join us. It's going to be good. If you can, use the Amazon links if you're going to buy anything in the descriptions. That helps me out as well. And let's just build this community. And we're going to be non-pretentious. We're going to have a good time. And hopefully y'all are going to be able to buy some products that pound for pound will go to head with $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 speakers and amps and everything else. So I really appreciate it. please subscribe.